Hello, environmental sociology students. I wanted to talk to you about a very important sociologist this week, particularly important to environmental sociology. And his name is Thorstein Veblen. And Thorstein Veblen was writing about consumption, three kinds of consumption actually. He was writing about conspicuous consumption, conspicuous leisure, and conspicuous waste. And we'll talk about all of these in the video this week. What's really kind of cool about Veblen is that he was writing about all of this over 100 years ago. And his writings and his theories about it still make sense in today's world. That's the sign of a good theory. And, even more impressive, we have used the names that he used for his theories in everyday life a lot. So his information and his theorizing made it all the way up here from social theory all the way here into our common language. For instance, I bet that every one of you has heard of conspicuous consumption. And that's a theory that Veblen originated and explained in 1899 in his book, The Theory of the Leisure Class. And I bet you even have an inherent idea of what conspicuous consumption is, but I'll help you with the definition too. Conspicuous consumption is like when you're driving in the streets of, say, urban Miami, where I live in South Florida, and you see a giant oversized SUV with lots of four-wheel drives and all the kind of things that you need to get around in inclement weather, up mountains. And of course in Miami we have no inclement weather and we have no mountains. So really kind of having that SUV is broadcasting a message about what you have and how you can consume it, because we know that that SUV was pretty pricey. But we also have other examples of conspicuous consumption that aren't so big and are even closer to home, like in my office right here. For example, computer bag right here, and then I have a third computer bag right here, all in my office. Do I really need 3 computer bags? I don't think so. Why didn't I just get one and use it until it wore out? So, conspicuous consumption, right here in my own backyard. Now, we may not have heard of the other ideas that Veblen was talking about. So let me go on to explain those. One of them is conspicuous waste. That's when we use something once or use something a little bit, and then we throw it out, often in a very conspicuous or public manner. I'm thinking of all the couches that I see, sofas here in South Florida. We have trash pickup outside of our houses where we can leave old furniture. But sometimes I'll be driving along and I'll see a perfectly good, nearly new looking couch sitting out with the trash to be picked up. Why? I guess someone is redecorating. But it does seem like that could get a lot more use out of it. So that would be kind of an example of conspicuous waste. Once again, I could find some right here close to home, such as this envelope. If I just throw it away, if I toss it away after the first time I use it, that's pretty conspicuous waste. A few decades ago, we would reuse a lot of things, particularly in times like the Depression. And now we're more inclined to throw them away, but I promise I'll reuse that envelope. Plastic silverware that's everywhere. Imagine that. We make this special silverware so we can eat once with it and toss it away. Or our cups when we go to pick up coffee. But I fooled you here. This one is actually plastic, so I don't have to throw it away. I can reuse it the next time I go back to this shop. Okay? But an awful lot of people don't, and they throw it away, and that would be another example of conspicuous waste. Then finally, we also have conspicuous leisure. And conspicuous leisure maybe is a little bit harder to understand at first hearing it. But conspicuous leisure is what we do with our leisure time. And when we use it in a way that shows we have extra time, extra money, and can consume extra goods and things while we're doing it. How do we show that? Very often we perform conspicuous leisure by going on a vacation to a faraway exotic destination, taking lots of pictures. Sometimes we might post them on Facebook or share them with our friends, send holiday cards. But I can find some conspicuous leisure even closer to home. Let's see, I have souvenir t-shirts right here from national parks. And I have some clothing back here from, that one's from Guatemala, this is from Belize. Lovely shawl here from Mexico from my travels. So I guess I have a little bit of conspicuous leisure going on in my office as well. So please take a little time to read about those concepts and about Veblen in the book, and to think about examples of conspicuous consumption, conspicuous waste, and even conspicuous leisure in your own life. I think it's really interesting when we can find sociology in our everyday lives, especially when it has to do with people and the environment, because of course, consumption is one of our major environmental challenges today. See you next time. Have a great day.